Oh, yeah. Good evening, all you stackers out there. We have a fun little show. I think it's going to be a fun little show going on today. We might run even a little long. I'm just going to give you a little forewarning. Got a lot to talk about. Obviously, we have massive, massive price gains in silver, platinum. Gold did pretty well. You know, the other weird metals did pretty well as well. We're getting a little bit of pullback right now, which we'll talk about in a second. Copper had a pretty massive run up as well. It's got a little bit of pullback. There's obviously some, selling, profit taking, whatever, trading happening. We got to get used to that. We're just going to have to get used to that. Big run up days are going to be followed by some pullbacks, and then hopefully it recovers by the time our markets open up and goes up. But the title is not clickbait. I genuinely believe that there has been what I would call an absolute massive technological AI breakthrough that is going to change the landscape of data centers and compute and energy reliance and energy needs in the entire world. And it's coming faster than we know it. I know Elon Musk recently said that in a tweet, I think he said that 2026 will be the singularity moment. And if you don't know what he's kind of referring to there, singularity is basically when the exponential growth and change of technology can essentially no longer be kept up with. So anyway, we got a lot to talk about. Let me get the hellos here out there. Thank you so much. Roadkill 80 coming in first. Mr. JK Pioneer. Dennis, welcome back. Honest Value, how are you doing, sir? Will silver go back to 82 tonight? I don't know. We'll see. And then Dennis, silver's been doing great all day. I know it's dumping. Well, we can take a look. We always want to check in with the markets and see where we're at. I get you. Right now, obviously we had a really great day getting up above 80. We're currently at gold is sitting at, with the open market in Asia, right? Gold is sitting at $4,467, just down a touch. Silver's at $80, down about 1%. It's kind of been fluctuating, 79 to like 80.5. So we'll keep an eye on that. Platinum 2,357, pretty solid, but it's platinum just moves kind of like an alpha of 2.0 to silver. You know what I'm saying? Like if silver moves 1%, platinum seems to move like 2%. So they just keep moving all this, craziness. And palladium there at 1800. So really interesting. The metals have just had a great day. Let's not sugarcoat it. Yesterday, guys, no matter what happens today, yesterday was an absolute great day. We still have this ridiculous chart. Based on this chart, sure, maybe we have a day that kind of trickles around 80 to 81. That's fine. We can deal with it. But if this trend, the trend is our friend, and if this trend continues, I do expect silver to start breaching that 82, 83, even maybe tapping 83.50 this week. It's only Tuesday, right? It's only on a Tuesday. I think, yeah, it's a Tuesday, right? Yeah, we're good. Gold cannot get over 4,500. I hope it can. You know, we talked about that. We had this resistance on gold for a while at around 4,400. I don't know if you remember. It was having a really hard time kind of breaking out of it, and then it broke out. So it is going to probably try to test its all-time high again, and then at that point we'll have to see what happens. I hope that it can break out 4,500. If I'll be honest with you, if we feel like gold can't break out of 4,500, I would say that there's going to be probably limitations on what we expect silver to be able to break out of as well. So we'll see. What's up, everyone? Besides the price of silver, nap time, touche, sir, touche. The only two things that don't go down these days are silver and married men. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, we'll keep moving on. We're moving on. Right? Does the job market dictate the price of gold and silver? You know, Mike DeMonte, that's an interesting one because kind of what the job market dictates, right, or identifies is the direction of the U.S. economy in general. But I don't know when this started. Maybe it's been my entire life. But those numbers are basically just made up projections. And then they go back, you know, months later and just revise the heck out of them. And it's almost like they create whatever, I don't know, percentage result that they want, and that's what they display. And also lately, I don't know about you, but I've noticed that really the jobs numbers haven't had a massive impact on the stock market. And right now, gold, silver, stocks, everything, crypto, it all seems to be kind of moving in parallel. All is like one giant unit. You know what I mean? APMEX, Glenn Smith, APMEX has silver at 81.11. Yeah, I want to show you. I'll show you guys something real quick, just so you know. These dealers, right? This spot price is what they are selling silver for to you, the consumer. So when you click on buy, you're being quoted that as the spot price. That is not like the actual future spot price, right? It says $81 right here on APMEX, right? So the reason you look at me and I'm always looking here at this chart here with a bid and an ask. We could also go to the COMEX charts, right? The thing is that the bid is what somebody is theoretically willing to purchase silver for per ounce right now. The ask is what somebody is asking for a valuation, right? They're saying, I would like you to pay me $80.40. This person is saying, I would like to buy at $80.28. So if these numbers aren't the same, then obviously we have to negotiate. We have to have some margin and work through it. The dealers, the online dealers, these guys are going to, right now, they also have like a little bit of a premium on top of their prices because they're getting inundated with right here, historical silver price action will cause processing and shipping delays. We appreciate your patience. They've kind of actually pumped their spot price, quote unquote, spot price up because they want the buyer to pay a little bit more right now. So I'm not saying that they're like cheating you or anything like that, but just understand that, like, if you're using SD Bullion or APMEX as your spot indicator, that's fine because, you know, relatively, you know, if you're watching it every single day, if it's going up, it's going up. If it's going down, it's going down. But ultimately, you know, like things like this and the COMEX futures are what kind of are pricing these markets. So really kind of pay attention to the bid and the ask. And again, the bid is all I care about. The bid, right? The bid is what somebody is willing to pay for silver right this second. So I hope that helps. Anyway, yep. SIOO silver 79.69 1 point minus one. Oh, okay. Did you end up buying that book yesterday? Joseph, what I did is I put it into my cart, sir. So I have it saved for later. And welcome back, Joseph. What's up, Magic Moon? How you doing? Thanks for being here. So I do have it in my save for later. I want to get through a couple more books before I actually get it in the house. You know what I mean? But I have the hardcover Death by Socialism book in the cart, baby, ready to go. It's good for a ballpark. Yeah, nap time, exactly. Like it's fine for like just kind of seeing what the price is relative day by day. But just remember that, like, you know, it's almost like an LCS saying that they're going to charge you this with spot +2 or something like that. You know, it doesn't mean that that's like the actual price. The actual price is what people are willing to purchase silver at. So if everybody, like, if silver is being sold at $81 all day long and they're getting historical sales, I mean, in theory, they can increase their prices a little bit more. But we all know what they do is they don't put the price increases here. They put the price when you go to buy like your Eagle or something. And again, I'm not knocking SD Boy, and I hope that's not what I'm trying to come across as. But like you can see, there's a $9 premium right now. Actually 92 if you're just getting like 10 of them. So we're looking at an $11 premium on 1 ounce American Eagles random year. So we are in a euphoria of silver pricing right now, and it's pretty crazy. I think it's pretty freaking crazy what's going on. It's exciting though for those of us who have it, right? I do feel bad for the people that, you know, maybe October or September or something of last year, 2025, started to decide like, hey, now is the year that I want to stack, right? And they're like, oh, hey, you know what? Now's the year that I'm gonna stack, and I'm gonna, you know, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, and they already had to start buying at like $60, $70, and now they're buying at 80, and like, I just, I don't know. I'm trying to put myself in their shoes and understand like how it must feel to be like trying to build your stack and hedge against inflation and do all these things and get real money, but it's like really, really expensive. It's hard to accrue a lot of ounces right now for anybody. So it's pretty impressive. But yeah, we did have a massive pullback. Even copper, I was looking at copper. Copper's already rebounded. I would say based on what we were discussing, you know, we were saying last time, yesterday was an entire conversation about copper, and I thought it was a pretty good one. But if you look at copper, it often has these big run-ups. It happens like once every couple of years. So here it is in July of 2025. Here it is in April of 2025. So that's what, like every 5-6 months. And if I'm looking at this, I mean, these are significant drops. These are significant. I'm going to call it market manipulation. I can't identify who is doing it, but clearly something's happening. Anyway, when we go from 575 to 434 and we're losing 25% of our value in like literally a day or 3 days, like that's insane, right? And I am following this chart right here because we had like a little bit of a micro pullback there. I do expect sometime soon here for us to have that style of, whoa. I do expect here soon for us to have that style of a pullback. Like this one could be the start of it right here. That's starting today. But I'm not really looking to get in. Sorry, I keep moving the chart on you. I'm trying to like reference it. But I would probably be looking at around, we can measure like the distance there. I would probably be looking at like the 565, 570 range. And if we have a pullback in copper to there, I'd probably be buying some of the, you know, ETFs or futures contracts or something like that. I do expect pretty soon here copper to have its, oh, you guys ran up to a new all-time high above $6. Time to pull back. Time to pull back. Oh, I'm not on the chart. Thank you, dude. Thank you so much. Thank you, Magic Moon. Yeah, hey, guys, hold me accountable. I have everything set up on these like hotkey buttons, but sometimes I'm just stupid, man. Sometimes I am just stupid, and I just forget to change the screen when I'm talking. Anyway, so yeah, here we are. This is what I was talking about. You can see how copper has like these big pull-offs. You know, you had one back here December, two kind of in December. But if you go in the further chart, I'll reiterate what I said here. If we go to the 1 year chart, we had like a 25% sell-off on March to April. And we had another one July, like 4 days in July, another big 25% sell-off. So I do personally expect that is going to happen again with copper pretty soon here. I think we're getting to that point where copper's going to have another massive pullback, and that might be a good opportunity for me, myself, and I to get in. Let me throw this up here since we're talking about it. All right, we're good, right? Where do you recommend I should try Silver Eagles at for the best price? For buying Mike DeMonte, I recommend you shop everywhere. If you have local coin stores, shop your local coin stores and see what they have available to you. If you can only shop online, shop every single online dealer that is out there and look for the one that has the absolute best price for the quantity that you're trying to purchase. I can't really tell you where to go because you might be in a state that has sales tax on silver. You might be in a state, I don't know your situation, but I would definitely shop around, and I would have no loyalties, and I would only buy from the reputable chain or source that has the best price. I find start buying around $15. Honestly, never thought I would see. Yeah, nap time. You know, we talk about this almost every single day I go live. I am the same boat, buddy. I am in the same exact boat. I did not expect us to be here this fast. I thought maybe we'd be here in like 15 years, to be honest with you. I just didn't expect it to be in like 3 years. That was insane. Do I collect anything? What's up, Yosef, again? Do I collect anything other than medals? Yes, I collect trading cards. What else do I collect? I collect books. I collect, right now I'm collecting old records. I've been purchasing and finding old records at like used record stores and stuff. And I've got a big, on January 18th, I'm going to a big like record convention, I guess like almost like a coin show. So it's like a record show. And I'm going to pick up a bunch of records there. Yeah, I don't know if that helps you. Can't go wrong with ASEs, but silver is silver. Stackers get as much weight for their dollars possible. Yeah. And I'm not trying to recommend you buy an American Silver Eagle. Honestly, personally, I would be buying generic 1 ounce rounds for as close to spot as possible. My local coin store always has Eagles $1 over spot. That's good, Roadkill. I mean, buying Eagles for $1 over spot, it sounds like you can't go wrong, buddy, because you could just flip those instantly for probably like $7 to $10 profit each fairly easily if you wanted to. I tend to think that Silver Eagles are overrated at their elevated premiums. Yeah, so premiums go up with demand, Joseph, right? And we can see that right here. Look, we are at the euphoria, hysteria, mania phases of purchasing. Every online dealer is freaking out. They all have the same record demand, may extend wait times, blah, 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 blah. Also, you know, we're in that cycle where the 2026 Eagles are being, you know, minted and 2025 has stopped being minted. And I'm hearing that a lot of places are having a really hard time trying to get Silver Eagles even in. So I can understand them increasing a premium on these things because you increase the premium because they're in such high demand that you can, right? I mean, that's all it is. Who is your favorite athlete? Penny Scout. That is a wild out of the what's up, Penny? My favorite athlete is probably JJ Watt. He's retired now, but I would say JJ Watt from the Houston Texans, defensive player, just massive athlete, and from what I can tell, extremely generous, good guy. So yeah, I would go with JJ Watt from the Houston Texans. Let's say you have 1 minute to get out of the house with your favorite belongings. What do you grab? Interesting. Joseph, 1 minute, I would grab my pistol from the safe right here. I got a little like, you know, thumb pad safe. And I would probably grab a specific laptop that has access to a lot of things on it. And then honestly, after that, I mean, my wallet, and I'd probably be good to go. I don't know. If I had more than a minute and I could like actually get all of my gold and silver and take it, maybe I just grab a fistful or something. I don't know. But 1 minute, if I had to just react and get out, and like that's what I would. Yeah, I'd probably take a firearm, a specific laptop, which has well more than access to well more than my gold and silver. You know what I mean? Anyway. But the premiums trail the magnitudes at which the bullion itself appreciates. Yeah. So I mean, premiums can fluctuate. Yeah, the OnlyFans laptop, 100%. Exactly. Well, you said you hobby trading cards. I figured it was sports trading cards. Yeah. No, Penny Scout. Yeah, I have sports cards like right behind me on my wall. I have a whole bunch of sports cards from basketball, football, baseball, professional lacrosse. But yeah, so I've got all sorts of stuff. Anyway, what were we talking about? What are we talking about anymore? What's up, Pang? How you doing, bud? Brilliance, welcome in. Good evening. Okay, so all right, enough about SD bullion. No, this is not an SD bullion ad. All right, so silver got hit right at the open. We're still getting hit. Looks like today, most likely today's gonna be a down day, but who cares, because we had a pretty significant run up, and we could always use these sell-off corrections and moving up. So we got the charts up there. Again, copper right there. Whatever, we got it. Okay, so I said, and I promised that I felt like there was an AI breakthrough, right? I felt like there was an AI breakthrough that was worthy of an entire video, essentially. And it's not just robots, you know, it's not just stuff like that. It is a new hardware system that will revolutionize the way that data centers are built, extremely reducing the energy dependence and increasing speed of data transfer, and it's massive. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying completely, but we're going to talk about it. I'm going to show a little bit of a video. I've got some of the Brock broke down a little bit for me, a summary to make it a little bit easier to digest some of this stuff, but I do want to talk about that if you guys can bear with me here. So Grok was wrong. Yes, Joseph, Grok was wrong again. Grok is 0-2 for the AI prediction models at the end of the stream here. He said that we were going to have a slightly up day yesterday, and we ended up having a pretty massive day in both. We actually broke through both of Grok's quote-unquote resistance points. We'll see. 156% up this past year. Can't go wrong with that. Yeah, Magic Moon. Like, when we're talking about a down day, like, does anybody really care? Like, does anybody really... Oh, that's copper. Does anybody really care? I mean, this is our silver chart, ladies and gentlemen. This is 1 year ago. Doesn't this feel weird to talk about this chart from 1 year ago, where silver was $30 an ounce, and all of us were complaining about having to buy silver eagles for $35 freaking dollars each, and it was horrible, and we were angry, and we were telling our wives about it, and our wife was telling us to shut up, she doesn't care. And now we're contemplating if we should buy a $90 per ounce American silver eagle. My, how a lot has changed in just a year. But this shows how fast our world can change. This shows how fast markets can change, information can change, global tensions can change, economies can change, the US dollar can drop, right? It shows all of that stuff. It's a ARM. How you trick is calling it the copyrighted word firearm. Oh, it's an arm. It's a pew pew. I'm not worried about saying it out loud. If it's wild, if people think there are real solid resistance levels at this point. Yeah, Joseph, nothing has been tested enough. We had a little bit of a silver resistance like point right here around like that 7.5 level, but even then, like they don't even last like 2 weeks. You know what I mean? So it's really weird when something doesn't last a couple of weeks. We're talking about something that would stay stagnant for years, if not decades. And now this is our 1 year chart. I don't know what else to say, guys, like about charting. Honestly, talking about the charts is kind of boring because it's just like this freaking exponential growth chart now. But look at this. I want to talk about this. Okay, this is a breakthrough, radical new AI hardware design that NVIDIA can't ignore. Okay, bear with me, guys. I'm not going to play this whole thing. But let me see if I can find an easy way to explain what this is. All right. So this whole article is about a hardware company, Iron Lattice, that is creating chips that can do basically the computations for intelligence and AI, while at the same time the data is being transferred on the same chip. I don't know if that makes sense, but here's an example of like, here's how we kind of like do it today. Can y'all see the paint? Can everybody see the paint job here? You see the paint job? All right. Let's take these two boxes, okay? And today, right, you have like, let's call this your memory, where you're storing all your data. And let's call this like your GPU, where you're processing all that data. So you're saying like, I have all this information on the left side here. I need to send it here, let this thing act on it and do stuff with it. And then I need to transfer it back here after I've acted on it. It stores it or changes it or updates it or patches it, whatever it does. And then it sends it back to keep going. And this cycle happens over and over and over and over and over. So you have these gigantic data centers, right? These gigantic, massive data centers that look like shopping malls at this point. All these servers basically doing this, and they generate they use up all this energy to process all this back and forth constantly. And then they have all this cooling, right? They have airflow cooling, they have water cooling, right? That's my little water system cooling this thing off. You get this? Okay. Right? And then you got the wispy wind coming through here. There's the wind, right? Okay, so you've got this is the current situation we have with data centers, where these just massive shells doing this over and over again that like just require tremendous energy. Okay, And everything we talk about, I want you to kind of like ultimately break that down into smaller technologies. You guys know the idea, like think about your television, right? Televisions, or even like USB drives, right? You know, an external hard drive used to maybe be like 25 megabytes for $1,000, and then it was like 100 megabytes for $100, and then it was like a terabyte in a tiny flash drive, right? Technology constantly gets faster and smaller and more affordable as we go, and that's what's kind of like changing right now. So basically this is going to be trillions of dollars. It's going to be trillions of dollars of change here. Let me pull up some charts that actually explain what's going on. Anyway, that's not the best chart for it. This is probably the best chart to explain. So basically, they are creating this chip. It's going to literally transform data centers. Like it's not even exaggerations here. Because all of it can process on one chip, it has 10 million times. I want to repeat these numbers. 10 million times lower read-write energy. It has 1 million times faster than NAND flash switching. So it's basically computing that much faster, and it's using that much less energy. Are y'all tracking with me? So this will now be smaller, compute way faster, and require 90% is what they say. 90% reduction in energy use. This means that these data centers can essentially, they will no longer be like reliant on grid enhancements and energy changes if they start to do this. The other thing here is, let me see if I can go back to here. So the point of this chart is that they are saying that it is compatible with what already exists. So the data centers can basically it's not plug and play, but in a sense, they can swap this out for what they're currently using to reduce their own energy costs and to make this work. Anyway, I'm not going to play this whole video. You guys can definitely go watch this video, and I'll probably drop it in the description as well later. But I mean, it's a good video. Like, this guy explains it way better than I can.
We've demonstrated.
I don't build hardware like this. Let me see if I can find the other charts that are interesting. This is just talking about market growth for selling this stuff. The technology, a drop-in solution, so it's already compatible. Basically, they're saying that it's already compatible with the way things are already working. They want to power the new 100 Terminator bots. So we're getting to that. What's up, Brandon Wallace? How you doing? Mr. Happy Stacker, thanks for being here. Also, the recent subscriber here, Relius, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Sorry, I haven't really been checking the chat while I've been going over this. The new company, IMEC, they are trying to use gallium arsenide on silicon chips. So they're also using the, what is it, like the phosphorus stuff. Look at it. I don't know. I'm not an electrical person, but I'll show this for you guys that it might be. But it's just showing the endurance and the retention of energy. There's some more charts. I don't know how to explain those, so I can't explain those. But popping through. Oh, their compute is starting to be able to read handwritten numbers, and they are at pattern recognition of 87%, and their theoretical maximum possible percentage is 88%. So essentially, this is basically already pushing the envelope for what technology and AI and Internet of Things can all do. And it's getting insane. Like, it's getting insane. Absolutely insane. This is them just talking about how theirs handles basically everything. It's got faster speed. It's got reduced energy. Like, it's literally like capping all the dots. And the big breakthrough was that it is all on one chip. Like, it doesn't have to really transfer that at all, because it already like is all self-contained. This person also wrote an article on the Wall Street, not this person, not Dr. James Tour. He did not write this article. A different person wrote an article here on the Wall Street Journal talking about how wafer scale computing, right? that all this stuff is like paving the way for wafer scale computing. So as we keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller and faster and faster and faster and less energy reliant, you're going to start to see in this guy's article, he's explaining why data centers are going to become like, they're going to be tiny things. Like, you know, like they're just going to be tiny things that they're not going to take up the entire freaking landscape and all this energy. And when that point happens, I want you to think about this. Think about how fast at that point technology is going to be able to change exponentially, even more than it is currently, right? All the cars that are going to be dependent on this. You now, if you're putting this type of chip in vehicles or in robots or any other automation factories and stuff like that, you're going to again continue to reduce their energy, energy reliance. And if it's that much more efficient, well, guess what? You know, like you can get by with smaller batteries, or the current size batteries that we have could last months and days rather than like hours. Like there's just crazy stuff happening right now. I do think that within like the next 10 years, I personally think that like robots are going to be a daily part of our life. I really do. I'm not trying to be like this crazy Armageddon like prepper, but everything that I'm reading and learning about and like actually in practice, I actually use a lot of this software in my daily life and build things off of this software in my daily life. And I can just tell you, it is insane what's happening. Let me get caught up on what you guys are talking about in the chat here real quick. There's a lot going on with all this. Let me get caught up real quick. Yeah, of course you run them in a series. Absolutely. Also, this doesn't even use like graphene. They said it doesn't use any kind of like special materials either. So they're doing all this advancement with just what is standard in the industry today. So again, no like really crazy new influx of costs. It's just insane. It is insane. When you are ready, I'll tell you a crazy decode I did. All right, you can type it out. I just might not be able to get to it right away. Hits all the right boxes, I'll take a dozen. Magic Moon, yeah, basically, here's what's going to happen is somebody like NVIDIA or AMD or Intel or Tesla, somebody's going to throw billions and billions and billions of dollars at this technology, and it's going to legitimately revolutionize like the planet. They're still working on patents and stuff like that, so once that's all done, I'm sure they'll lease it out or whatever you do with those. Excuse me. All of these advances in AI as Western civilizations and all sense of morality circle the drain. Joseph, I can't tell you what's going to happen with that, man. I don't even want to speculate right now. I'm already tired of AI being short in nap time. I understand what you're saying, but I have like I'm just telling you right now, it is not going away. It is not going away. Like here, watch.
On humanoids for more than a decade at Boston Dynamics, always keeping a close watch on when the missing pieces of technology would fall into place to make it truly commercially viable. The rapid advancements in AI over the past few years are the piece that we needed, and that moment is finally here. Now it's time to officially take Atlas out of the lab. So for the first...
Also, I'm not endorsing, just to be clear, I'm not endorsing this as if like I want all this autonomy and interconnection and all this surveillance and record keeping and tracking, and I'm not proposing it. I'm just saying we can't be blind to the fact that this is going to be our future, and I think it's going to happen while we're all here still alive.
Time ever in public,
because it's just changing too fast.
Please welcome Atlas to the stage.
The audio good on this one? I think this is important because I want to show you guys how advanced robots are right now, and I want to show you this isn't just a prototype anymore. And I'll show you that at the end.
So as you can see, Atlas really does stand up the way that we show in our videos online. And we get tons of questions about this. Zach, while we have everyone here, do you want to provide a little bit of insight into how we made that decision?
I mean, it's pretty simple. Atlas doesn't have to move like a person does, and we're looking for the most stable, efficient way to get up. And it turns out this is it.
The other question we get all the time is how Atlas is moving.
I'll be honest, I never understood why they felt the need to make these look like humans. Like, why wouldn't you make it able to have like periscoping abilities and get to like 15 feet up? Like, who cares? Like, it doesn't have to be 5'9", 200 pounds. Like, it doesn't have to look like an average, male. Like, why not every joint be on like a ball joint so that it can move in any direction? Like it, I don't know. It just feels like they want you to think that these things are like so friendly. They want you to think that these things are like, I don't know, safe, and that because it looks like a human, you can trust it more, I guess. I don't know, but it just always bothers me why they have to. Why does it have to look human? Why can't it just be a robot that has nine appendages? Why can't it just have like 15 arms? Why does it only have two? Like, I don't even understand what they're like. You're trying to build a tool, a functional tool, then build a functional tool. Like, how can two arms be better than four? I don't know.
How is Atlas moving today?
So in normal operation, Atlas is fully autonomous on a job site, but today, Sarvesh, one of our FAEs, is piloting Atlas on the stage, giving it really simple instructions like forwards and backwards, just to keep things simple. This is Atlas's first time in public, and as you can see, its walk is pretty natural and pretty smooth. We've partnered with our sister organization, the Robotics and AI Institute, to push the limits on natural walking just for this performance, and I think we've done something really special. We've also been at this robotics thing for a while, and we've learned that there's more to it than just copying nature. We can pick the best parts of what nature has to offer and do better in others.
What's up, Novice?
So as you can see, Atlas here has joints that can move 360 degrees. This lets Atlas move even more efficiently than humans, particularly in manufacturing environments where every second counts. We've also designed Atlas's head and face very purposefully. We want folks working with Atlas to know that Atlas is a helpful robot and not a person.
Hey guys, just so you know, Atlas today on stage as a prototype is a helpful robot. I mean, I agree with you, Wholesome One. At some point, I mean, or sorry, nap time. I don't even think wars are going to be fought like that anymore, to be honest with you, nap time. I think wars are going to be fought in the future. Like, you just shut down the power to a nation for 3 weeks and it's over. You've won the country. You've won the continent. Like, it's people wouldn't have running water. People wouldn't have heat. People wouldn't have access to food, right? Everything would spoil. Like, nobody preps. Like, nobody's prepared for any of this. There'd be no lights. So looting would happen every single night. It would be terror and chaos. Like, you don't have to actually fight a country's soldiers anymore.
Seeing Atlas live in action for the first time is wildly exciting.
Yeah, there you go, Magic.
But seeing it perform real industrial work is even more compelling. We recently took this robot down to the Hyundai Motor Group Metaplant America to have Atlas test in a real manufacturing facility where we performed autonomous material handling tasks. We proved that humanoids could be viable in a real-world application. And we collected data and learnings that we took back to Boston to make our product even better.
The version of Atlas that you're seeing here is just a research prototype that we've been using for a couple years to understand the system. But we've been hard at work on making the actual product version of Atlas.
So just so you know, this was the prototype, and I know what you're thinking. Oh, there's only one of them. What are you talking about, Dragoon? What are you talking about? They're not gonna take our jobs. They're not gonna be around in 5 years or 10 years. All right. Well, here comes the production model, and wait till you hear who they partnered with to start pumping these out soon.
Confidently say that this product version of Atlas is the best and actually simplest robot that we have ever built.
Nice,
so
Joseph.
rather than just talk about it, why don't we actually show you what it's going to look like?
Oh, that's funny, brilliant.
Now, obviously, this is a static display robot. We just couldn't pry the actual production samples out of our engineers' hands at the lab this week. So we're going to be showing you videos of that robot in the coming weeks. This product generation of Atlas surpasses any other enterprise-grade humanoid. This robot has 56 degrees of freedom, mostly with fully rotational joints, and it has human-scale hands with tactile sensing in the fingers and palms for dexterous manipulation. Atlas's 360-degree cameras see in all directions, so it understands when people are approaching, which is part of our holistic safety concept. Atlas is also strong. It can lift up to 110 pounds and reach up to 7.5 feet in the air. Atlas is also water resistant. In real industrial environments, robots need to undergo washdowns, and it can operate at its full capabilities, including strength between -4 and 104 degrees Fahrenheit.
Get ready, boys.
It's going to be easy to teach Atlas new tasks. Most can be trained in less than a day. Atlas can perform these tasks at a reliable, consistent pace for about 4 hours using its dual swappable batteries. And when they run low, Atlas navigates back to its charging station and swaps its own batteries, getting right back to work. Finally, Atlas robots share intelligence. Through our Orbit platform, once one Atlas learns a skill, it can be shared with any other Atlas.
Hey, wait, hold on. Did you guys catch that? Hold on. Did you guys catch that? This is one of the parts that I found most disturbing. Did you guys catch that? Ready?
Getting right back to work. Finally, Atlas robots share intelligence. Through our Orbit platform, once one Atlas learns a skill, it can be shared with any other Atlas.
These industry-leading specs, along with our industry-leading foundation models, allow Atlas to take on challenging tasks.
Once one Atlas learns that you
autonomously on its own from day one, assisting people and prioritizing a collaborative, human-centric approach. And as we continue to build out our general-purpose technology, our customers will be able to use our Orbit software to teach Atlas new and specialized skills. Do you want to wrap us up by talking about our production and deployment plans?
Of course. So we've already started production of this.
Just so you know, again, you guys were thinking, oh, this is just a prototype. This is just a prototype, Dragoon. Nothing to worry about. Nothing important. It's just a prototype. Now, take what we just talked about 15 minutes ago. Seriously. With the new chips that are going to allow increased processing speed with reduced energy consumption, and now couple that with robots, autonomous vehicles. NVIDIA just released a new autonomous vehicle that is like significantly more intelligence, that has multiple layers of like reasoning for reactions than ever been discovered before. So take all these things plus the fact that as soon as this new technology comes out, it will be enhanced within 2 years to be like probably double or triple its capabilities already, because that's just the rate of change that we're at. So here, you ready? Wait, you thought there's only one? Hold on, hold my beer.
So we've already started production of this new robot at our Boston headquarters, and our entire 2026 supply has already been allocated to Hyundai Motor Group and our new AI partner you'll hear about in a few minutes. We'll add more new customers in 2026.
So they already have a partner. Hyundai Motor Groups is already hiring and purchasing all of their units that they're going to bring out 2026. And they have a new AI partner. Are you ready?
7. But for now, we're planning additional pilots at Hyundai Motor Group and building a facility that we call the Hyundai Robotics Metaplant Application Center. This center is the cornerstone of our plan to build the most complete data set in the world to train humanoid skills in manufacturing, creating an engine for deploying.
Now remember, it's all coming together. So they have this facility to train it in human skills. When one Atlas learns a skill, they all learn a skill. So in theory, simultaneously, let's say they had 10,000 Atlases all learning 10,000 different skills. They would all learn it simultaneously, right? Yeah? Are we still tracking?
Our plan to build the most complete data set in the world to train humanoid skills in manufacturing, creating an engine for deploying tens of thousands of Atlas robots across Hyundai Motor Group facilities worldwide. It's a data factory. Hyundai Motor Group isn't just deploying the Atlas robots either. They are going to...
Sorry, we have to hear this a few times sometimes. You ready for this next part, guys? Everybody listening, I will stop talking for this next part. You ready?
It's a data factory. Hyundai Motor Group isn't just deploying the Atlas robots either. They are going to build them. Together, we are building a new robotics factory capable of producing 30,000 Atlas robots a year. This is what's truly required to deliver the full promise of humanoids across the industrial, commercial, and home markets.
So they're going to build their own facility to produce 30,000 units a year. That's projection. And we all know that they're going to sell this information to other partners as soon as Hyundai rolls this out. As soon as Hyundai rolls this out and has any sort of success, even if it's, you know, reducing their payroll 25% with these robots that work overnight or something, or third shift or whatever shift people don't want to work. And then they test it and it works. And then they lay off more people. And then another industry is going to come in and be like, hey, we want to purchase 200,000 of those as well. And then the next one will come in, and then they will increase their production capacity to increase more than 30,000 units a year. They'll go up to 100,000 or 200,000. I'm telling you, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I am being like a little bit doomsdayish, but and in the meantime, all the processing speed is increasing, the network is increasing, the energy dependence is reducing. I don't know. It just seems absolutely insane to me what we're gonna have to deal with in the future. So anyway, Silver, yeah, let me get caught up on you guys, but that's I wanted to show you guys that because I do feel like this is going to be something, people, that is in our lifetime we are going to have to learn to navigate. And if you notice at the very end there, the very end, he said more than just that, right?
Truly required to deliver the full promise of humanoids across the industrial, commercial, and home markets.
The full promise, like, is this a Freudian slip? The full promise of humanoids?
Industrial, commercial, and home markets.
Like, what is this guy talking about? Hold on.
Required to deliver the full promise of humanoids across the industrial, commercial, and home markets.
Brother is already talking about these as if they're human.
So excited.
Anyway, they're not humanoids, but he just listed out like basically every industry that we could possibly use. And so their goal is to get these into everything at some point. AI God is a robot with a demon chip. Yeah, brilliance. I mean, if you looked at the NVIDIA demo about their autonomous vehicle, they were saying about how, like, it has reasoning. Like, they're trying to develop its own reasoning into it. And in those layers of reasoning, they have sort of these like safety and restrictions measures, right? Like, they'll have like an agentic service, which is essentially like a ethics and safety guardrail, you could call it, I guess would be the best term. And I guess what happens when someone screws up the programming of that guardrail? What happens if an AI agent figures out that it can change its own AI agent guardrails? Again, this is obviously like Skynet type stuff or iRobot and all that stuff. Like, this isn't this sci-fi stuff, but sci-fi is becoming reality really quick, man. Really quick. As long as they can't fix themselves, we'll be okay. Wholesome One, I want you to really think about that. This thing is changing its own batteries. I'm pretty sure it could probably unscrew its own leg, or I would imagine these robots are going to be built where they don't really need a human repairman. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong, but yeah, Socks in DC says study robot repair. Yeah, that might not be a bad idea at first, but I think eventually that job will be taken from you as well. We'll see. We exist to service the machines. Yeah, the human batteries to service all these robots and machines. It's crazy, but not that guy himself has any detectable human emotion. I mean, the dude literally just said humanoids when he was talking about robots. I mean, what is going on? Am I the only one that heard that? What's going on, Alaskan Andrew? Thanks for popping in here. And on the 8th day, he said, let there be AI. Oh, man, Mr. Happy Actor. Come on now. According to Google, they are the definition of humanoid. I guess, Wholesome One, that's kind of sad, isn't it? That's a little depressing. Welcome to the Age of Ultron. Dragoon, watch it. I'm not sure what that is. Brilliance, but I'll check it out. The whole point of Robot Cop is that the machine is still controlled by human. Would that be a better... No, because nap time, like, what's the point? Like, that would be what we would consider a tool. Like, I don't know. I've seen some, like, AI-assisted, what are they called? Like, manufacturing facilities and stuff with, like, a lot of really awesome tools and stuff. But, I don't know. If you ever played with AI, you can bypass filters with ASCII and emojis. It's pretty fun. Nice, Alaskan. Movies tell you how it's going to happen. Sadly, I think we might be closer to some of the movies than reality right now. I know. Welcome to the Age of Ultron. They built a body for themselves. Yeah, Choppy. Yeah, Choppy. All right, so, yeah. Well, at least Silver's rebounding from that initial sell-off. I guess that's positive news. And, these robots and AI and Internet of Things and the connectivity of everything and everything learning about everything all at once, isn't happening. Well, I mean, most of it's happening today, but it's not all connected today. So we still have a little time to purchase silver and gold and get the hell out of Dodge, I guess, is kind of the ultimate plan here. Copper has rebounded a lot of its... wasn't it down? Hold on. Am I messed up here? Oh, okay. It is coming back a little bit from its lows, but we'll see what happens. All we can hope is that maybe the Western world comes in and we buy, right? We come back into the buy situation. We got to do it.
Bye.
There it is. Thanks, Kramer. Thanks, Kramer. All right. So that was really the big part of the topic I wanted to go through there with the Wall Street Journal and all that stuff. The data centers are definitely, you're going to see when this chip and when all this technology hardware comes on board, we are going to see a seismic shift, I think, in the way that data centers are produced, and then it will cause a massive increase in the quantity of quote unquote data centers. They won't be as big, but they're going to be easier to produce. So therefore, they'll probably just create even more because we're in this massive AI war, right? We're in this intelligence war right now, artificial intelligence war, not human intelligence. Obviously, you can just go out to eat somewhere and be around people and know that the human intelligence isn't increasing rapidly. Really, the big issues is that they're going to have the capacity to do all the things that we can do. I mean, we can already see that how many people are actually researching things. Anybody here go to a library and look at film of old newspapers to research things from the past, and you rent magazines and books, and you read through them all to figure out what information, and then you go and travel to parts of the world to experience it firsthand. No, none of us do. We all are already reliant on the information that we get from artificial intelligence sources these days to summarize, to compile, to tell us what is pertinent or worth our time or not. It's just a lot going on, man. It's a lot going on. Thousandaire, thanks for being here. Appreciate you, dude. I recently saw news about how 847 tons of silver disappeared from Venezuela a week or two ago. Alaskan Andrew, I'm not sure how much I trust all these silver and gold stories out of Venezuela. I do know that, which is trackable on the blockchain, I guess, that Venezuela is the, I think, third largest holder of Bitcoin, something in the tune of 600 million Bitcoin or something. Or no, 600,000 Bitcoins. So I found that interesting, especially considering if you guys go through and have AI summarize the Genius Act for you and look at what they're doing with that, I can imagine that could be one of the reasons why they go through and do that as well. D-Wave, computers capture demons in a chip. They also grow brains on chips. What are you talking about, Brilliance? Teach the robot how to stack silver and gold. Yeah, Happy Stacker. Might as well just teach the robot to go out there and break into a shop and just grab it all and bring it back to me, right? It's like those carrion pigeons that you can train, or falconry. You train falcons to go out there and find dollar bills and bring them back to you. Bartering junk silver with a humanoid has entered the meta. I was thinking tangible books before AI could become nice collection. Yeah, Thousandaire, I'm kind of in the same way. Also with the destruction of intelligence, right? Because at some point, it seems like we were very close a couple years ago to the destruction of, I guess, conflicting thought. Not that that's ever happened in the past, no. But you know what I'm saying. So yeah, there are a lot of books that I just buy because I'm like, well, you know what? This book may not be around one day. It may not be sold one day. When Barnes and Noble and Amazon and stuff are delisting books and stuff, it happens. I think you're right about the books. Look how easy it is to edit movies. Yeah, I mean, that's the crazy thing is that we are not far away. And if you're just joining us, guys, I can't go back and redo everything we talked about. But let's just summarize it that there is a massive new piece of hardware for AI intelligence for the processing of data that is significantly faster in the tunes of 10 million times faster and 10 million times faster, 10 million times lower energy and 1 million times faster. Let that sink in, okay? 10 million times lower energy and 1 million times faster. And this isn't speculation. This chip exists. It is being patented. It is being discussed openly in public with AI leaders and chip manufacturing leaders. This chip is coming, okay? AI has been here before you are born. Egypt is a motherboard layout from the sky. Brilliance. I don't know if I prescribe to that thought, but hey, I'm with you. If you're with it, go with it. Anyway, I had it summarized it as well. If you wanted to, you can go through there. But yeah, so we've got this massively complex chip that is going to increase everything significantly, coupled by robots that are going to be coming off an assembly line soon by Hyundai at the tune of 30,000 robots a year minimum before they continue to increase. So you couple all this stuff through, we're going to get basically data centers that are going to be very, very tiny and very, very low energy reliant. We'll have technology and robots and cars and all this stuff that will have a little bit less reduced, energy requirements, and also faster processing. So it could lead us to a very, very crazy situation in the future, in the very near future as well. Have you seen the Battlestar Galactica? I don't know if it's new or old. I have seen some of it, but I never got too deep into it. All right. Yeah, absolutely, Magic Moon. Like, of course. Oh, so the governments are already into it. Again, go through and watch this video. It's by Dr. James Tour. Let me link it again for you guys. This is the first video we discussed, and this is the second video we discussed about the robots here. He does talk about the FBI is already involved with this technology, by the way. They're already questioning if any of their advisors are like double agents or spies, and the guy's response to that was actually pretty funny. He said something along the lines of like, I don't know. I asked them if they were spies and they said no, so I guess I'm good. And then he said, isn't that the FBI's like job to stop these people at the border if they are spies? He's like, why is it my job to make sure that my guys aren't spies? So it was pretty funny. He's like, I'm just a technology guy. Like, I'm just a scientist. I'm not trying to do all that. Battlestars and Star Wars happened in our past. I'm not familiar with it, but again, I'm not going to argue with you because I'm just ignorant of it then if it did. Yeah, so AI, basically our AI was a little bit off yesterday. It said it was going to be a down day. I'm assuming we can get the same response, right? Let's see. If you're not sure what we're doing, we ask old Grok to predict the market for basically gold and silver to determine what it's going to be, and we determine if he's right or wrong. And right now he's 0 for 2. Rural Stacker, what's up? Mustard and Biscuits, what's up, guys? Sorry if I missed you. Nap time. Oh, hey, nap time. I was like, sorry, I read that as like nap time, rural, and I was like, bro, you're taking a nap at like 9:30 p.m. You're insane, dude. Anyway, we are kind of closing it up here, guys. I'm just gonna leave you with that. Let's see what AI predicts here. He takes a little while, so I thought I'd throw some gold up on the screen since AI is a staller, man. He's a slow ass staller. This has been fun. Again, this wasn't trying to scare people. This wasn't doom and gloom. Obviously, there's a lot of very positive things that can come from all these technological advancements, but I just wanted to show you that, Elon Musk tweeted that 2026 is going to be the year of the singularity. And I wanted to kind of present to you some of the things that I see in the technology world, because I'm a man of many faces. Let's just say that I have my tentacles in a lot of industries through my life and my work and my private work and stuff like that. And when I get information like this, I think even though it's not necessarily directly pertaining to precious metals, something that's going to have a probably drastic impact on your life in the future, I think you should be made aware of it. So that's the only reason why I pulled it out for you guys to talk about. So, and remember, before we get into silver pricing and stuff, there's only two things that don't go down anymore: silver and married men. All right, let's see what we got here. Go. 1 second. Hey, we're still XAI is still predicting the markets for tomorrow. Here we go. Our close for gold and silver tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Drum roll, please. What does it come up with? Is it a bull? Is it a bear? All right, here we go. Why can't you just give me a number? All right. Blah 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 blah. Short-term analysis points to a targets above 81, 85 if support holds at 74. Support's not going to be tested tomorrow. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here's our number. Here's our number. $82 per ounce. Write it down, boys. Write it down. $82 per ounce tomorrow for silver, and gold around $45, $4,500 per ounce for gold. Remember these numbers? Let's see if AI goes 0 for 3 tomorrow, or if it finally gets a day. And we're within like 5 or so percent, or maybe like 2%. I will give it a win. But so far, AI is 0 for 2. Anyway, it's been fun. I appreciate you guys always for coming in, checking in. The new subscribers that came in today, thanks so much. I know this one was a little weird. Oh, wait. Type short answer? Yeah, there. Okay, good point. Good point. Or like quick summary or something. Let's get a check here. Copper is rebounding off of its low here. It fell down to $55.88. It is now rebounding. Again, we are waiting. The copper game, y'all. I am waiting for this kind of move before I move in on the copper ETFs myself. So I want to see like a good 15 to 20% drop. 15% will probably be my first 50% buy, and then another drop after that would be like the rest of my 50% buy. Until I see that kind of a drop, which I see all the time in copper, I'm hesitant and I'm waiting. Silver, I mean, what can we say about silver? It's just God's gift to humanity right now. I mean, that 1-year chart makes me look like that 1-year chart. Anyway, there's a lot going on. And let's go check out gold before we go. Gold is kind of flat. We'll see if it recovers. Silver has recovered. It was down like almost 1.5% earlier. Platinum's going to recover later. Cool. We got a good stuff, Dr. Copper. All right, guys. Hey, Reckless, what's up, brother? Thank you, guys. That's my final actual thank you and goodbye. I appreciate you. I'm still a bull. I buy the dips. I have fun. Platinum is at 23.77, down 2.5%. I expect platinum to pull back. If silver pulls back, I do expect platinum to pull back as well. That's kind of what I've been seeing lately. So without further ado, you guys can go and enjoy the rest of your evening without my friendly face. Never mind, you don't have my friendly face anyways, but you can have my friendly digits here. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you guys on the next live stream. See that hole right there? That hole's for you.